As word spreads about the establishment of diplomatic relations between the Sabari and the United States of America, other nations also request meetings with the Sabari ambassador. Eventually, it is agreed to have Ambassador Phredron visit New York City to attend the United Nations General Assembly. So the ambassador's ship flies to Central Park, landing there, and then Phredron is escorted to the UN headquarters by members of the U.S. Army.
Thank you for inviting me, Mr. Secretary General. We have granted you observer status here at the UN headquarters, and we will provide you with an office on this building. The ambassadors of the UN General Assembly are ready to hear you. Proceed. Greetings. I am Phredron, ambassador of the Planetary Socialist Republic of the Sabari. I have been sent by my leader, Chiron, to establish diplomatic relations with humanity. I am well aware of the tragic circumstances of our first encounter with humans.
Debbie, do you think we can trust him, that alien ambassador?
I don't see why not. There are good and evil among humans, why not Sabari?
Even among LGBT people, there were a lot of evildoers, as we learned from our time as queer Avengers, Carrie. We have to judge people strictly as individuals, regardless of what they look like or anything else other than their behavior. Ah, the ambassador is talking about the war that was fought near Mars. The ones who tried to take the planet Mars from you were known to us as the elitists. They were the ruling class of our homeworld for centuries, until their greed and arrogance caused our world to be both overpopulated and badly polluted. Then rather than take responsibility for their failures and corruption, they abandoned us and fled, expecting us to die out. Instead, a visionary leader rose among us, named Chiron. He taught us that to save ourselves, we should abandon capitalism and embrace a socialist system focused on environmental restoration and economic justice for all. He abolished slavery of a race we had conquered centuries ago, the Nikos, and made them our equals. The workers among the Sabari and the Nikos alike are paid for their labor enough to become successful, because they are collectively the owners of their own corporations. If you don't work for a company, you can have no share of its profits. All must work to be fed, unless disabled. The ones who work the most and have the most difficult and dangerous jobs get the most.
Later, the ambassador takes up residence in his new office at the UN headquarters.
Thank you for these accommodations. Will I be allowed to bring items from my spaceship to here? If you deem them necessary for your tasks as an ambassador, yes. Also, feel free to tell us of any dietary restrictions you may have. Are you familiar at all with Earth foods? No, I am not. I will say that I eat absolutely no meat. All Sabari are strict vegetarians. To us, consuming animal products is barbaric. We will keep that in mind. But part of establishing relations with humans is being tolerant of differences. We humans have always had a variety of political views, religions, dietary preferences, and customs. I see. So that's why the President of the United States said I needed to come here. I will establish a regular schedule of meeting with other ambassadors and attending meetings of the General Assembly. This is my pilot and designated servant and bodyguard, Chlorin.
I was a little upset when I was told that I would not be allowed to bring a weapon into this building. How am I supposed to protect the ambassador?
No one else is allowed to be armed in here either. If there are no weapons, you need not worry about a threat from anyone.
Meanwhile, in Dallas, Penny Bentley Smith and her two granddaughters Pelly and Florence have just moved to Dallas to live with Debbie, Carrie, and Sandy Sims Hudson, among others, in their Smith Sims mansion.
Pelly and Florence, I think, is the oldest one here. I should decide where we go. I say we go to the park to walk my dog. That's not fair. We want to go to the mall and play games. Walking a dog is boring. And you are not the oldest one here, Sandy. Your grandmothers are. Let's ask them what we should do today. You know what they will say. I am their granddaughter, and so I'm their favorite. See, that was pointless.
Thank you for allowing me to live here with the rest of you. I was so upset when Whitney and Charlie decided to sell the Smith-Wilson mansion, after both James and Janet had died, and their forcing me out caused a falling out between me and Whitney. That's why I had to give up the Tuscany Tavern. Instead of selling it, I simply gave it to its head waiter and manager, Charles Mason. Now I am retired, but at least I can see my daughter Jennifer and granddaughters Pelly and Florence every day.
I certainly hope you can reconcile with Whitney later. In any case, you are welcome to live here as long as you wish. I just hope we can get along well.
Hurry up, you two. I don't want this walk to last all day. Sandy, our legs are shorter than yours. Yeah, you could have left us at home. Why be so bitchy to us? My grandmothers, and your grandmother too, asked me to watch over you. So hurry up so this walk can be over with.